Hi, I'm Tom, and in this video I will give you overview of the situation around the open letter to Autodesk with regards to Revit in September 2022. This video is just summary with facts. Next week I will post video with my thoughts on the whole situation. In case you don't know, in 2020, several large architectural companies sent an open letter to Autodesk voicing their concern with Revit development and licensing. They got response from Autodesk in 2020, and now, on September 12, 2022, we got update from these companies with summary of the situation after 2 years. Also, new open letter has been sent to Autodesk from Norwegian, Finnish, Danish, and Icelandic associations of architectural firms and offices, so the plot thickens. I'm quite intrigued by what will happen next. So, let's start at the beginning in 2020, when 17 large architectural companies sent open letter to Andrew Anagnost, CEO of Autodesk. This letter was later co-signed by dozens of other companies from all over the world, but mainly from UK and Netherlands. I will get to the geographical division in my thoughts video next week. These companies outlined their view on the problems they see with Revit and broader Autodesk environment for AEC customers. I will link all of the letters in the description box below so you can read them for yourselves, but to sum up the main points of this letter. There are rising subscription costs with little development to the core products, so that most practices think that the platform doesn't meet current industry requirements. Firms see failure to present clear roadmap for Revit future. Problematic data interoperability between different platforms. Concern over intellectual properties rights in Autodesk Cloud. Concern over Autodesk Cloud performance and safety. Companies propose transparent action plan which asks these items from Autodesk. A vision, roadmap, and investment strategy in AEC field. Commitment to improve industry interoperability. Engagement built on trust, empathy, and respect. A proposal for cost stability. Research commitment from Autodesk that is focused on the needs of the global design community. Autodesk responded through blog posts, first from Senior Vice President of Design and Creation Products, Amy Bunszel, and then directly from CEO Andrew Anagnost. My summary of both of these blog posts goes like this. Autodesk is thankful for the feedback and wants to work with their customers. Architectural modeling investment had been lacking in years before 2020 because the focus was mainly on tools for engineering and structure customers. Autodesk is planning to invest more in architectural modeling tools. Autodesk released official Revit roadmap. Autodesk has been investing heavily in cloud offerings, and they take care of the data properly. Autodesk puts a lot of effort on enhancing performance and speed of Revit. Interoperability between Autodesk products has some flaws, but Autodesk is working on them. The main interoperability venue is Forge-based APIs. The future of Revit is convergence of manufacturing and construction, generative design, all powered by the cloud. Shift to subscription business model was difficult for some customers, but offers added value to them and will benefit customers in long term. With regards to license compliance, Autodesk will remain vigilant in their efforts to ensure that customers pay for software that they use. It will do that in a respectful and reasonable way. The cost of Autodesk products is reasonable for architectural firms, especially compared to cost of Amazon Web Services and Microsoft tools for Autodesk. According to Autodesk, customers do not see rising costs with new subscription model. In contrast, many customers pay less now than with perpetual license model. These are all public statements, and apparently so-called open letter group was formed by companies that sent the original letter. They had few meetings with Anagnost and also with the Autodesk technical team. According to AEC magazine, another group of firms which don't want to be public in their efforts was formed and is negotiating with Autodesk, probably with the same topics on their agenda. That was more than 2 years ago, and now we have some news in September 2022. The Open Letter Group has released updated statement. My summary of what's in the statement goes as follows. Autodesk has listened to customers, but they have misunderstood several of the requests. Several of the open letter signatories have been audited by Autodesk with no compliance issues, but this required substantial non-productive effort from the signatories to prove their case. According to Open Letter Group, the compliance model is broken because Autodesk fails to provide effective administration tools. The view of Open Letter Group is that Autodesk failed to invest in proper administration tools and instead chose to expand their compliance staffing and revenues. This hurts customer-vendor trust. The end of potential price cap for subscriptions in 2026 brings more momentum for alternative solutions. IFC implementation has been historically poor and is not healthy for the industry. There are some improved interoperability workflows in Revit 2023, but it will take some time to get feedback from most practices. Other improvements are seen in Revit 2023, but these are not strategic replumbing of the application. The need for reworked next-generation platforms still persists. Open Letter Group is still awaiting strategic roadmap for Revit. Members of Open Letter Group will be attending Autodesk University this month. I guess the timing of the update is not random, and the conversations at Autodesk University will be quite spicy. In addition to this update, another open letter has been sent to Andrew Anagnost from Nordic architectural community. Andrew gets quite a lot of mail these days. This is a letter from 4 professional bodies: the Association of Consulting Architects in Norway, the Association of Finnish Architects Offices, Danish Association of Architectural Firms, and the Association of Architectural Firms in Iceland. For those who don't know, Nordic countries, together with the United Kingdom, are the most digitized countries in Europe with regards to AEC field. These Nordic associations represent more than 14,000 members. The letter basically supports all the findings from the Open Letter Group, but some of the language used is a bit less diplomatic. I would summarize it like this. Nordic Letter Group has seen limited response from Autodesk to the first open letter. Autodesk's management has done nothing substantial to fix the raised issues and failed to recognize the frustration of their users. The group sees large potential in industry digitization, but see failed efforts on the software vendors' side to fulfill the promise. The group sees increasing software costs with little serious development. Every day, digital leaders in the industry have to wrestle with software which is unable to use multi-core processors or new graphics hardware, fails to scale to large projects, and workarounds are needed. Updates to Autodesk software in past 2 years have not been deep or consequential enough. Even decades-old simple fixes remain unresolved. Autodesk policy seems to provide basic toolset and let third-party developers supplement needed functionality via add-ins, which creates fragmentation. The interoperability between Autodesk's own solutions is lackluster and full of workarounds, for instance between Revit and Civil 3D. Licensing costs have been soaring and are not backed by productivity gains. Many customers are spending a lot of unproductive time with Autodesk's inadequate licensing management in fear of audits and fines. Essential software is increasingly sold in bundles or packages containing many applications not relevant for all users. The UK Open Letter identified only 10% of the Autodesk collection being installed. The Nordic Letter Group is proposing this for the future. A vision and investment strategy for design tool that would replace Revit from ground up with all the functionality needed in 21st century, which would include improved support for open data and collaboration between platforms, advanced computer learning capabilities, integrated real-time high-quality visualization tools. This should be discussed in a series of in-person development workshops. Immediate improvement in IFC and BFC support and functionality. BFC stands for BIM Collaboration Format. Progress on something akin Pixar's USD industry-wide interoperability file would be welcomed. More payment models introduced, not tied to users. Make application bundles more flexible. So, this is the summary of what happened so far. I have only publicly known information, so there might be other stuff going on behind closed doors which I have no idea about. I put links to all of the letters in the description box below so you can read them in full. We will see whether this gets discussed in Autodesk University this year. I will share my thoughts on all of this as a Revit LT user in a small office in video next week. I have quite a lot of thoughts and opinions, so if you are interested in them, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out the video. Take care.